Hey guys, so today I wanted to give you a tour of my vegan pantry because it's really stocked right now. So we are in self-isolation right now, so we stocked it up pretty good, and it gives you an idea of like what it looks like to have a fully stocked vegan pantry that's full of real, whole foods that are going to serve us with all the fresh and abundant fruits and vegetables that we eat. So let's get into it. Okay, so first up, I normally like to buy bulk dried beans and I will cook them, but on the rare occasions when you're busy mumming it up, you need some canned beans. So I have some black and kidney beans. These are typically what I would use to make things like chilies or burrito bowls or some soups. So always plenty of beans are stocked in the pantry. And then we have things like rice and grains and lentils. So some sprouted brown rice here. I also love lentils, so we have some sprouted green lentils here. And then I have a quinoa blend. There's always some sort of quinoa and some rice that we have in the house. And then I just have straight up quinoa here. And then we love to do a lot of noodle dishes. So I have some organic gluten-free brown rice pasta. That's another thing I should add. We do a lot of gluten-free items as well. So we're vegan and about probably 90 to 95% gluten-free, so we switched to things like brown rice pasta, or I'm a big fan of the red lentil or the green lentil pastas, just to add a little bit more protein and substance into the pasta. But this is a great option too, and it makes for a great mac and cheese. Okay, and then I have some more rices back there. So I have some black pearl rice, some jasmine. We've been loving jasmine with our curries and all that. Some red lentils too. Red lentils are such a good addition to soups. I love using them for that, or making like a soup or stew or like a curry. And then we have some seaweeds. I have some dulse, which is great for that kind of seaweedy flavor. I like to add it to soups. We have some wakame, and I also have some kombu in there, which is what I normally add when I'm cooking my beans. So there's another look at some of that. Then if I go up a shelf a little bit, I have a lot more canned and jarred items. So I have some whole peeled tomatoes, some crushed tomatoes, some diced tomatoes, and then some canned pumpkin. And then this is the funny part. So because we had stocked up because of the whole coronavirus going on, and hopefully if you're watching this years down the road, that's a way distant memory for you, but I stocked up on coconut milk because I literally use so much. So the funny part is I'm down to 2 jars, but if I had recorded this video, or sorry, 2 cans, but had I recorded this video like a day and a half ago, I would have had 6 cans. So that just goes to show how much coconut milk we use. This is my favorite brand. I don't know if it's gonna focus, it's not. Okay, so yeah, this one is great. It's simple, no guar in it, and it's an amazing coconut milk. So I have those. And then we get into some odd stuff. I don't really have a certain way of stocking my pantry. So if you have tips on pantry organization, I would gladly take them. But we have a nut butter here, some nutritional yeast. I'm just gonna be grabbing random stuff now. Another bag of nutritional yeast I didn't mean to grab 2. And then some curry paste. So I love to have backup curry paste, just to always be able to make a curry. So that's where tons of veggies, the rice comes in handy. This plus the coconut milk and like maybe some tamari soy sauce in it comes in really handy for making a quick and delicious curry. And then we get into some vinegars and yeah, all vinegars. So I have some apple cider vinegar, some seasoned rice vinegar, and then some balsamic. I also have some red wine vinegar in there too. So I normally use these when I'm cooking sauces or curries and stuff like that. They all come in handy in their own way depending on what area of the world I'm venturing to make a meal. Then I love stocking applesauce for the kids. So we have some just unsweetened applesauce, and we like to add our own cinnamon to it. Then we love some snacky items. So we've been loving this Himalayan sweetness popcorn. We have some crackers. We really love Mary's Gone crackers, and these Forager chips. Again, the snacks are kind of on rotation, but here's what we have right now. So these Forager chips are awesome. Another note is that we also try and do corn-free. So when we are getting things like chips or tortillas and stuff, we'll do the like siete grain-free. These ones are great because they have greens in them. It's brown rice, kale, spinach, sesame seeds, ancient grains, chipotle, and paprika powder. So just to give a switch up from corn, these are some great options. And again, some breakfast items. We love the brand 1 Degree. So this brown rice, they have these sprouted cacao O's, or like a Rice Krispie version. These are great cereals. My son goes wild for them. And then we have some oats. So I love buying a lot of oats. If I don't have oat flour, then I simply will grind this in my Vitamix into oat flour, or we'll do oatmeal with this, but I really secretly love oat flour best. And then we are trying out some sprouted steel cut oats. We don't really do a lot of steel cut oats, so this being in our pantry is kind of like a new thing, but I'm excited to do more dishes, or I should say more breakfasts with steel cut oats. And then this is where it gets fun, because I love to obviously prepare delicious vegan dinners, but I also love to bake too. So like I said, we do mainly gluten-free now, so this is my favorite preferred flour choice for all my baking needs lately. It's my preferred choice all the time. So this gluten-free 1-to-1 baking flour. And then we are trying out this Bob's Red Mill Paleo. So I've been using this in place of almond flour sometimes when I run out. And then of course almond flour. And then like I said, if I run out of oat flour, I'll make my own, but right now I have a little bit left in this bag. And a few other gluten-free baking staples. I have sweet sorghum flour, some tapioca flour, and then some sprouted brown rice flour. So I like to stay pretty stocked on these items. Just again, if I don't have the all-purpose gluten-free baking flour, then I'll like to make my own concoction of it. But always having these stocked, just depending on where I get a recipe from, it might use different flours. So we always are fully stocked on that. Then I have some fun baking stuff. So here's some unsweetened coconut chips. We have some seedless raisins, some organic dark chocolate chips, which are my favorite to snack on. We have some almond butter that's almost done, and then some dates. So I have some in the fridge and then some in the pantry. And then just some more baking staples. So I have some baking powder, and then some sugars, so some coconut sugar. This is regular sugar, it just wasn't resealing properly. Some baking powder, we have baking soda as well, and then some chocolate morsels. So this brand is awesome. I love Enjoy Life. They are an allergy-friendly company, and these morsels I think have 2 or 3 ingredients, 2 ingredients, so it's really pure and really yummy to add to baked cookies. And then you never know what you're gonna get up to baking, so I have some more sugar and some powdered sugar. So this is great for when I'm making things like pumpkin scones. And then not really food items, but I have some of these paper snack and sandwich bags in case we're out, and we, not that, like, we try and reuse as much as we can, or we'll use containers, but say we're giving away cookies to a friend, then I would use this for instance. And then we have some large baking cups here that I will sometimes use if I'm making cupcakes or muffins. So those are just some added things that sit in the pantry. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that pretty much covers it. Again, like to stay really stocked on rice, lentils, quinoa, lots of canned stuff like tomatoes and some beans. So kidney beans, chickpeas, and black beans are normally our favorites. Lots of rice, so love jasmine and some black rice. Noodles, so we will do like penne, like I said, with red lentil pasta or chickpea pasta or the brown rice pasta, just anything that can make up a hearty base to a vegan meal. And then we will add an abundance of veggies, which probably should be my next video, because I've been really in the zone for buying fresh produce and using it all throughout the week and having very little waste at the end. So that's important when we think about our environmental footprint, is making sure we're getting what we need. Again, my pantry is abundantly stocked right now just because I'm worried about food shortages, but normally we just try and get what we need just because that's the most sustainable and economical way to live, instead of always trying to like buy ahead and buy more than you need. So stay within that, and I really hope you enjoyed this pantry tour. If there's anything else that comes up that I'm thinking of, I will be sure to link it below, but I hope you enjoyed this, and please, post your questions below, or you can email me at the email in the descriptions box as well, and I'd be happy to hear from you. And I hope you enjoyed this little tour into my vegan pantry, and I will see you next video.